Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to the BPL Season 3. This is the Round of 16 introduction, which I am quite pumped for. I am Volshock, and I am joined by some illustrious co-casters over here. We got LSR, Zateo, Barcast, and LDM, and they're going to talk through the Round of 16 with us. So first, let's talk players. If you look behind me, you're going to see all the players who are in this, all 16 players. On the left, you see the seeded players. Barcast, if you just want to talk about how seeding works.
Yeah, hi everyone. So we have 8 players seeded from last season, and that's going to be the top 8, and that would be half of the round of 16 for this current season. The other 8 players come from 2 separate qualifiers. So the top 4 players from each of these 2 qualifiers also are seeded into the round of 16. So that's how we get all of our players for each season. Half from the last season and half from a set of qualifiers.
Awesome. And then, so those qualifiers were awesome. I cast them. I know LDM cast some as well. I think there could have been some other casts. We'll put those in the description so you guys can check out the VODs and see the games that are fun. For me, I think my favorite game was Barcast versus Sash on Canis River. Gentlemen, how did you guys feel about that game?
The funniest game of 1v1 I've ever watched by far. Not even close.
All right. I'm with you. Any other recommended games? Zateo, what'd you think?
I really liked game 1 between Teddy and Contra. It was like a
Yes.
super long game on Theta that got to the T3 stage.
Yeah, that was actually also an incredibly awesome game.
Oh, I missed that one. I should go check that one out.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really good one. So before we hop into looking at maps, let's just briefly talk about some illustrious history in Season 1 and Season 2. So if you just look up here, you can see placements. So in Season 1, top 4 were Teddy, Randy, Chisato, and Daywalker. And last season, it was Chisato, Blowdeer, Zlo, and Randy. So we're going to see if some people can, can forge their own new legends, which is going to be exciting to see. So moving on, let's talk about maps. Map pool has 9 maps. Barcast, why did you pick these 9 maps?
So maybe a better question would be, what maps did I purposely not pick? So one of them would be like CCR, of course. I know we had that in the first season. I wanted to exclude that from this season. Another one we had from the past would have been Surtagata. I got a lot of feedback on that map. Most players didn't really care for the RNG-ness, so to speak, of that one. So I removed that one from the pool. And same for like Paradise Lost. So you can see in the bottom right, Shallow Straits is currently in the pool. That's like the de facto water map I chose for this season. And then the rest are kind of like what I thought was a balance between like small maps, big maps. We have Feast of Hades up there. That's a big macro map. That's just recently added to the pool. So I wanted to showcase that one.
Awesome. And if you look in the top right, there's just kind of some stats about them. What we're really going to talk about here, just in terms of the qualifier, is the green check mark, which is the number of times that a map was picked in a series. So across the qualifier, we tracked 34 series, and Canis River, for example, was picked in 19 of those series, which is kind of amazing. Gentlemen, how do we feel about Canis?
Personally, I love playing on the map. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I think we can all agree it's a good map. You know what? That's pretty
That
common
about sums
feeling.
it up. I mean, I think it's a great map that kind of balances a lot of things out. Like it's kind of choky, but it's also kind of open in a way. There's like a lot of routes. There's kind of a balance between bots and vehicles as well, because you have some high grounds that can be a big deal that vehicles take a little bit longer to get up, but it's not like some gigantic hill or something like that. So I just think it's a really good balanced map.
Nice. And then the second most picked map was Cirillata. We're just going to talk about some of the top ones, and then Barcast is going to talk a little bit about pick ban order. So Cirillata was picked 13 times. Incredible wind map. How do we feel about this map, or why do you guys think it's so popular?
Sorry, you have any comments on this one?
Oh, Cirilletta. I don't know. Cirilletta specifically is pretty interesting. The way you advance to the side while trying to push for the middle and control the middle. We've seen a variety of plays, especially from X Factor, going for like a straight push towards enemy's base, with a high tank count. I think it's a map that hasn't been yet solved, at least. I feel not that comfortable, so I'm actually curious how people do pick it because there's tons and tons of strategies. And yeah, we haven't even seen some of the, utilization of, let's say, like C labs and air labs as transition, right?
Mm.
Because there's pawns there, you can make them.
Yeah, I think
Or
it's a pretty
some-
good balanced map as well because there is just so much you can do with it. Now, wind is a lot higher on it, so I think a bot open, like I personally like a bot opener on it, but you can definitely do vehicles as well.
I think it's one of the few maps where people actually don't get most of the mixes because they're hard to reach. And for example, the island mixes, you could have like Beaver technically make slowly across the maps, but people are so distracted with fighting over that they rarely get the mixes on the island. So it's a large open map that I think
And
people
then
still could iterate better strategies on.
our last map is Feast of Hades, which is another map that was picked 10 times, which kind of rounds out the top 3. This is actually a relatively new map. Phalange saw people playing in Alpha Cup. He saw people playing Hades Pawns, and he was like, oh, I want to make kind of like a smaller, more compact version of that for small teams and 1v1s. Barcast, you included this in, and I've seen a lot of great games on it. How do we feel about this map?
Salamander OP. I don't know. Hey, it is, yeah, like Cirilletta, I think it's yet to be solved, right? So it's a new map. It's fun to play on things you're not really sure what to do, or just, I mean, anything is viable, so to speak, right? You can do bot opens.
Pretty risky. I would assume like you have to jump to the corner, right? Because corners have some things, and what I've seen is just basically you have these 4 choke points, and people actually just do not play the game until they get both to each of their like respective corners or fighting over the corners, which means this game often goes a little bit later because people have to jump so far to get all the expansions. Which means you can possibly also all in at certain times of the stage. So curious to see how it will play out.
And then Barcast, we've got the 9 maps. So I'm going to briefly run through all these, but can you talk about just pick ban order for BO3s and BO5s?
Yeah, so best of 3s, we have a new format this season where you have a higher ranked player or higher OS or a lower seeded player going into the match picking and banning phase. So the higher seed player would ban him one map first. Lower seed player bans a map. And then the higher seed player picks a map. Lower seed player then would pick a map. So that leaves, 5 maps left in the pool. And you would just take turns banning 2 maps apiece from there to end up on your final 3rd map played in the series. So it's like I think it's a happy medium between like you're protected in a way getting like 1 ban, and then you have a pick that you can maybe abuse your opponent, so to speak. Picking something they might not be totally comfortable playing on, or just picking like a less common map. So there's some interesting strategy behind that, but just thought it's a happy balanced way to go about picking maps, right? For a series.
Yeah, I think it's nice because it sort of solves the question that a lot of players raised of, well, if you get to a decider map, does the highest OS player pick it? Does the loser of the second game pick it? It's nice to kind of just remove that agency and just say you guys can ban out the maps that other people don't want to play on.
Yeah, that's a good point. We always get a lot of great feedback each season, and it's really up to the players to let us know what to change, what they like, what they don't like. So that was a great example of how I think everyone got their 2 cents in, and we ended up with maybe not the best format, but it's definitely, I think, a good one for the season.
And then if you want to see it visually, this is what Barcast was talking about. So this is for a BO3, and this is for a BO5. So if you guys want to refer back to those.
Yeah, 2 less bans for the best of 5, and that's only in the finals, right? So,
right, the rest of it is relatively simple. So Gentlemen, it's time for the meat of the evening, which is group stage and group stage predictions. So if you guys have not looked at groups, here they are. All 16 players divided into 4 groups of 4. LDM, what is the scariest group? If you could put yourself in one group, what group would you not want to be in?
It's really close between A and B for me. Some really, really good players in both. I mean, there's really good players in all of them, but it's A and B or well, there's something else.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of them are really scary. For me, I think A is scarier, but LSR, how do you feel? What do you think? There's a stronger group than A or B?
Oh, which haven't. I think I would have the best chances in C, then D, then B, then A. Yeah, so A is the scariest, I think.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Especially since Chisato just won the Alpha Cup.
Yeah, he just did amazing. So in terms of the actual groups and how they play out, these are GSL brackets. So if you aren't familiar with them, Barcast will explain them to you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're not familiar with the round of 16 group stage, basically there's 4 groups of 4 each, and there's going to be 3 rounds of matches played between these 4 players. 2 advance to the round of 8 and 2 are eliminated. And how the rounds would work is A1, A2 play each other, A3, A4 play each other. The winners of those 2 matches play against each other. The losers play against each other. And basically it's double elimination. If you lose 2 matches, you're eliminated. If you win 2 matches, you advance to the round of 8. So
all right. So this is our first group, gentlemen, for predictions. How do we think this plays out? So the first 2 matches are going to be Chisato versus Goopy and then Kuchi versus Alta4. Chisato Goopy, for me, I want to give it to Chisato, but Goopy's also so scrappy. I feel like he could take it.
Yeah, I think
It's a
so.
hard choice, right, between the two?
Yeah.
And for the second match, for me, I think I have to give it to Ubervator. Kuchi's
Ubivator.
Yeah.
Ubervator. Wait, how do you say it?
Ubivator, yeah.
Ubivator.
Ubivator, yeah.
I'm going to call him Alt F4, like Barcast.
Welcome.
Consistency.
All right. So now that we've seen this, gentlemen, I need you to think quickly. Well, not think quickly. I need you to think about it. And let's actually put our money where our mouths are, and let's get this on paper. So who would like to start us off with how these are going to end up?
yeah, I can go first. Yeah.
All right, Barcast, what you got for us?
I think it's pretty clear that the first place would be like Chisato. So it's just like who do you have for second place? Which I'm gonna have to give to Goopy actually. I need to come back and win 2 series, but I think he can take down both Kuchi and Alta Force. So the first second would be, and then so who would be eliminated? I really like Kuchi, but I think Alta 4 has got a pretty strong playstyle, so it's going to be hard for him to beat both Goopy and Alta 4. So he'd be in 4th place, and Alta 4 would be 3rd. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I can get behind that.
Yep.
So I think for me, I think you're not wrong. I think Chisato is incredibly scary. And I think for me, I'm going to go Chisato in first as well. But I'm going to throw a little bit of a wild card here because I doubted Kuchi in Nation Wars. And I was like, oh, they're not going far. And then they won it. And now his commander walks into every field with a gold medal and just like annoyingly shoves it in my face. So I'm going to go dark horse and go Kuchi is going to take second.
Ooh, second.
I mean, highly unlikely, but I'm doing it anyway, boys. I'm doing it for the memes. And then I think Goopy takes 3rd and Alta 4 takes 4th.
Interesting. I would actually do the exact same thing as Barcast.
Okay, all right. So that's cool. Is Teo
I mean,
not thinking for himself? That's fine. That's fine. No, we're good.
I think Kuchi has is definitely a really strong player, but I also think that the other 3 are very strong as well. And I think Alt F4, with his aggressive playstyle, can get a leg up on Kuchi.
bad time to say that I also would probably vote directly with Barcast because
Oh my god.
it's the same thing, right? Like Kuchi is really good, but Altifor's his build that he goes a lot seems like it would do pretty well against Kuchi and even with Kuchi's love of cheese and all that, but it's hard to go against it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Kuchi is a dark horse, but I also feel like Kuchi is an incredibly good player, and he's dynamic enough to potentially do a little bit of an upset here.
They're all really good. Yeah,
I mean, that's true. They are all really good. LSR, what are your thoughts? Finish out Group A for us.
I think so. Chisato plays Goopy. Chisato wins. 4 goes to the winner. Kuchi plays Ubivator. I think this is a flip for me. Let's go Ubivator on the flip. So that means Goopy and Gucci. And Goopy wins both. So Goopy is second. And Ubi is third.
Ooh, wow,
No, maybe
that's-
Kuchi. No, Kuchi is third. Kuchi
Oh
is third.
God, dang it! He's
Okay,
going
I'm
with full
gonna
shot.
go for
Nice,
Kuchi.
nice.
All right,
So
all right.
just so if I like I have to change it up, otherwise I cannot win the prediction, right? So I have
Yeah.
to vote for
Yeah, exactly.
Watch Chisato get eliminated.
Have to win.
Yeah,
Brackets are screwed. All right. I like what I'm seeing here. So we got those. We've got some bold predictions, and let's move on to Group B, which is Modulo, X Factor, Teddy, and Contra, which another absurdly strong group.
Yeah, very
This
strong.
is-
Sure.
So it's going to be Mod versus X Factor, and then Teddy versus Contra.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you guys feel about the Mod versus X Factor and the Teddy versus Contra lineups? What do you think takes those?
mean, I think-
Factor and Teddy.
I think X Factor is pretty strong, and I think Teddy's pretty strong. But you throw in Contra and Modulo, and then it becomes they can take some games off those players if they play it right, you know. So it's hard.
All right. Barcast let us off last time, so we're not gonna let him blaze the path anymore. LDM, how about you start us off? You know these players. You were teammates with Teddy, right?
Which is, of course, why I'm going to say Teddy's going to be first, clearly, in the whole bracket, and it's not favoritism at all, surely.
Okay.
The second is hard, right? Because X Factor, he played really well in the last tournament, but Contra is also ridiculous. So, I mean, I kind of have to go for X Factor, and I mean that just leaves Contra. I think is going to go third, and Modulo will be fourth, right? For me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's up next? LSR, what are you thinking?
Teddy first, X Factor second, Modulo third, and Contra fourth, and that's my picks.
All right.
Probably would have to do some searching on who actually plays. There's a lot of picks as those, and I think Modulo does play.
Oops, wait. LSR's got 2 firsts there. Don't mind me.
Interesting.
All right, let's see. Barcast, how are we feeling?
Yeah, I'm thinking about who's going to make it out of first place. And if I remember today, X Factor was actually complaining about the auto group bug that's going on right now. And I'm really wondering if that's going to affect his
That's a
play.
really good point.
That is a good point. Yeah.
So if I didn't hear that today, I would say he's coming out in first place. But because of that, I think Teddy's in first. Yeah, X Factor second. Hold on, wait. Because like Teddy beats Contra. No. So it's Teddy first, Contra second, X Factor third, Modulo fourth. Yeah.
All right.
All right, and it's a little bit more spicy. I'm on board.
Yeah, Contra's been practicing a lot, and I actually gave him a bunch of replays. So it's been, that's
Whoa,
been all of
inside
us,
their
right?
predictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, can I
Fixing it.
What other info you got? You want to just DM it to me before I put in these
Yeah.
predictions here?
You should just be first. Can we just follow his predictions?
Yeah, what's going on
Yeah,
here?
sheesh. I mean, I thought Contra was my guy. He gets a lot of information from me too.
All right, Zateo, what you got for us?
I mean, yeah, I think X Factor Live is a very strong player. I mean, Teddy, I think, is, of course, a very strong player as well, but I think he hasn't been playing as much recently.
Oh, you're gonna go for the prediction when I see it.
So I would actually put, let's see, I would put X Factor. Well,
That was a good
yeah,
angle. I also
I'd
thought
put
about it. I
X
also thought
Factor
about
Live
it.
first.
Okay. I mean,
And
he
then-
was
Good pick,
second in
actually.
Alpha Cup, right? He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
awesome.
He looks strong, yeah.
He also has like strong goal-ins, right? And Teddy is known to be like a macro player, right? So there's a chance, that Teddy can be broken, right? If he, overinvests somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Although I will say
Yeah,
Teddy
and
in the
that-
qualifiers did great versus all of Shadi's all-ins.
And for going in first, he only needs to win Teddy once. It's not like if he beats Modulo and then Teddy beats Contra, then
Yeah,
he
that's
only
true.
has to win 2 games, right? So that could happen.
Yeah.
All right, Zateo, what's number 2?
So number 2 is really hard for me. But I'd have to give it to. I'm gonna go with Contra actually.
Oh man, all right.
Teddy third and Modulo fourth.
Wow.
I believe in Contra.
Contra's leveled up in the past.
He has,
like,
Yeah,
yes,
it's really good.
he has leveled up for
He plays
sure.
pretty
And
consistently, right, as well.
Well, the thing that blew my mind with Contra is like
Barely.
in qualifiers, I felt like he was his own worst enemy. Like there were a bunch of games where just like one
that
small
happens, yeah.
mistake threw the game for him, but he was in a
Mhm.
dominating position. Like there was the game where he like versus Alt F4 where he had like double the eco and like triple the army value, but he
Oh,
just
the
like
trade, yeah.
ran his commander down
man.
mid and then got it sniped trying to like so all right.
Yeah, Contra is, he can definitely do like, he can play really well and then just like make some small mistake and then just ends
You
the
have
game
to
for him.
also think about there is this tournament pressure sometimes on. I know I do. I
Yeah.
get it a lot.
That's
You
true.
cannot compare public games when you actually play.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like your
Mhm.
mind just shuts down sometimes.
Yeah.
I've picked wrong factions and wrong builds just because I don't know. It's just like stressful.
Yeah.
pressure,
Well,
yeah,
it's also a situation where Contra played a lot of games that day.
That's
And
true.
The first
he
first
played
like
a
really
lot.
hard game he had against Teddy was that really long game on Theta Crystals. And I think there's a chance that he was just very tired afterwards. So I think when he's a little bit fresher, when he's got, he doesn't have to play such a large set of matches in a row like that, I think he has a good chance.
All right, I'm throwing a little bit of a wrench in these. I'm gonna go
Holy cow.
Oh my god,
Contra,
yeah.
X Factor, Teddy, Modulo. I mean, the
You
problem,
crazy man.
That's blasphemy for Teddy. I don't know,
I
guys.
guess we just
You
hyped up
guys
Contra.
probably from
Hold
the.
on.
I know you're from US and don't see Teddy play, but Teddy literally practices in the tournament games. And the last season was just because he figured he needs Chisaro in his group. That's why he was out of the group, right? Because he decisively picked Chisaro into this group to get like a good practice in and kind of played himself that way. If he
Yeah, that's
didn't do
very,
that,
very
he
true.
would
I
be
didn't.
on season 2 probably much higher instead of being knocked out.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, none of us really see Teddy practice or play because we're all NA guys. So yeah, you probably know a
Yeah.
little bit more about that than we do.
That definitely is true. All right, boys. Group A, Group B, they're locked in. No takesy backsies, and let's move on
boy.
to Group C. Zlo, Lapatka, Shadi, Sash, Korin.
This is the easiest prediction here.
Yeah, I mean, so
I almost feel like this one's harder for me. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know the players
one-
as well.
I think
feel like there's more
one
coin
is
flips.
easy for me, and then
Yeah.
2 is hard because like. Yeah, so I mean, so first match is Low versus Lapatka, and then second match is Shadi Sash Korin, right? So yeah, these are definitely some interesting matches. I think for me, first is easy and fourth is easy, but second and third is not easy. So
Yeah.
all right, let's see. LDM, you started one. Barcast started one. Zateo, would you like to start this one off?
Oh, you're gonna have me start the one that I know the least about?
All right, fine. Well, that's good. That's good.
Jeez.
LSR. Let's see. These are let's see. You're an EU player. These are basically all EU players. Talk to us.
Oh, Sash did pretty well. Yeah, well, I have to go Zlo. Zlo had like good resbot understanding, so Zlo will get first, and then the second and stuff. I think everybody can take this. think Lopatka I haven't seen perform that well recently, so Sash. Let me
He took a
think. I
game
was
off me
thinking.
this week. That tells you anything.
He
Yeah.
played in the qualifiers
And
too.
Shadi beat you, right? So.
Oh, damn, Simon, you're not supposed to just knife him
Wow.
in the front.
So
Damn.
maybe I give
Kick
Shadi
this
like
man
a
when he's down.
Spider web in
Okay.
here again.
Okay, let me go Shadi second for the lulz, and let's do third Sashkor and then fourth Lopatka. So like this,
Alright.
let's throw a wrench in your predictions now.
I mean, I could go, and I think I'd do slow first for sure. Right, like that one. That just seems easy, right? I think I would do Sash second, Shoddy third, and Lopatka fourth. Like I think Lopatka kind of seemed like he was struggling a bit in the qualifiers, and I don't know. Like Shoddy took a game off Teddy. I don't know, man. It's hard to bet against that.
The crazy thing for me with the Shoddy series versus Teddy is he cheesed twice. He did like a comb bomb and they did like a Centurion all in, and he lost both of those games. And then the game on Sierra Lotta, he played a macro game versus Teddy and won. And I was
He's
like,
good.
like what? Like what is this? All right, let's see. I guess I've been going last recently, so I'll go third in this one. I think I will go. You have to go slow, right?
Hard to bet against him.
He's strong. I am gonna go Sash second. And I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna trust Lopatka. I'm gonna go Lopatka third, Shoddy fourth.
Poor Shoddy.
All right, that's what I got here. Barcast, what you got for us? Oh wait, no. Yeah, here, go ahead. That's fine. What do you do?
I'll do it. So let's Sashkorn gets fourth.
Jeez.
Wow.
Well, that's easy. Just starts off with fire. I was like, this guy we can immediately.
Very confident with that. Damn.
After he got shit talked, he's like, "Fuck this! I'm turning it
I
around."
was like, everyone else was like, yeah, Vol's Law, I guess, is the first, and then it's like really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Was for sure.
For absolute confidence.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Lopatka gets third. Slow gets second, and Shoddy gets first. Yeah.
Oh, my god.
Whoa!
He is not going to stop asking you for the video now. I hope you know that.
Oh my god, man! I
Maybe
literally
this
had
is
to
his
mute
way
him.
to
Yeah,
kind of skip out the
maybe.
video, do that, put you so high anyways, right?
I literally had to mute him in the Discord. I just couldn't even handle it.
Yep.
Yeah, enter Shoddy. Yeah.
All right, Zateo, finish it off.
Well, for me, I have to go ZLO first. I've definitely seen him play really well for a little while now, and he's definitely someone that I like to watch once in a while. But the second choice and third choice, that's just crazy to me. I have no idea. But I think I would pick Lopatka as second,
Okay.
and I think I'd go Shoddy third and Sash fourth.
I like
I'm
this.
gonna
Just
go, I'm
right
gonna go
down
with
the line.
Barcast.
Yeah.
Go with Barcast on this one.
All right.
Or on that one.
I can definitely get behind this. All right, boys. Locked and loaded. See if any of these players can add their names to the third iteration of this. We got season 1, season 2, and we're gonna see who can get to season 3. And with that said, we are in the finale here. Group D. Stardom, Lord Vedder, Thurksy, and BCTV. Barcast, are you familiar with this individual?
Yeah, that would be yours truly.
All right. So we got Stardom versus Vedder, and then Thurksy versus Barcast. So we all know Barcast is fourth, right? So then who do we pick?
We're all just taking turns kicking him now? Is that what this is?
No, we would never. Okay. Let's see. Who hasn't started one of these off yet? Zateo, you haven't, right?
I have not.
All right.
Okay.
Lead the way, sir. Lead the way.
All right. I would have to put Stardom first. Stardom has always been a very solid player. And I think no matter what, he always plays really well. Second, I would put. You know what? I'm gonna put Barcast second.
Oh, okay.
I think Barcast has, I've seen Barcast, grow and grow and grow as a player, and he just gets better. Lord Vetter, I don't really know as much about, but I'd put him third over Thurxie.
Wow.
I'm just going off of previous,
Damn.
previous seasons and stuff. Thurxie's a solid player too, but he can be a little shaky.
I think for me, the problem with Thurxie is that he isn't a solid player, though. Like, I feel like he's the type of player that he could take a game off of anyone, but he could also lose to anyone. Like, it's just like I see him play incredibly well, and then like a game later, I'll see him just do something like completely crazy, and I'm like, which one is the real Thurxie? Will you please stand up?
I'm not sure he knows.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I mean. Is like he can be really solid, but then like sometimes I think he kind of defeats himself mentally, and he kind of like doesn't just like keep playing. Like don't care about the results. Just like don't think about it. Just like play the game.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Let's see. I will go. Actually, who hasn't? LSR, how about you go? You go next.
I see how it is. Volshock just always goes last.
Well, I'll go second. I'm here.
I'll go
right.
Stardom first. Stardom is good. Always won the macro, and I think Vader has performed well, so I'll go Vader. Vader second, Barcast third, and Thurxie fourth as well.
Poor Thurxie getting no love here.
He'll get there someday.
All right. There. I'm going. Let's see. Barcast, if I put you first, are you going to betray me? Just talk to me here.
No, that's a safe pick for sure.
Okay. I am
the confidence.
I'm going to go with the Barcast strat, and I'm going to go Vetter fourth.
Wow.
And Thurxie third. And Barcast, as a fellow mentor and friend, is not going to let me down, and he's taken first.
Nice.
Don't fuck this up, man. Come on.
Good luck versus Stardom.
Yeah, no pressure.
He's got it. I believe in you. All right, there we go. Barcast, do you believe in yourself? If you are number one, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah, there you go.
I just want to say that right now.
All I'll say is I've had a week to prepare, so.
Well, now's your chance to do your predictions. What do you think?
Oh, let's see.
So I'm gonna be fourth, right?
I've had a week to prepare. I was on a beach drinking.
Yeah, about that. So I'm gonna say, what is this? So Stardom gets out in first, right? And then Thurxie, me, Vader.
Wait, so Thurxie's second?
Yeah.
Bro, come on.
Oh
Don't do
my
this to me.
You got it. What do you mean?
I'm just trying to win the bracket game, guys. Come on.
Who cares about the tournament?
I'll just force this. I'll force it.
There you go.
So he's going to be up in his game versus Thurxie, and then suddenly he just like throws entirely.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just going to pull a Contra. Just walk at him.
Yeah, we're going to be watching you for some sus play. I hope you know that, Barcast. This is Group D.
Just don't put any money on it. We'll do
Well, I think for me, like Stardom being first is a pretty easy choice. I'm gonna say I'm thinking Barcast is probably second, right? Like I don't know. He seems very very good against all these players, and I'm gonna go with Thurxie third over Vetter, because Vetter did say was it today or yesterday that he has not played bar in like multiple months and he's a little rusty.
I missed
so,
that. I missed fourth,
definitely.
yes.
I also missed that a little bit.
There you go, boys.
Ability.
He was my dark horse candidate last season. So
yeah, he did really well last season.
Well,
He did really well, yeah. So
I think he's just gonna be a little rusty if he hasn't played in that long, right?
So how many Barcast prediction coins do we get for this?
What do we win?
my respect.
All right, that's fair. So these are our predictions, but in the description we are going to have a bracket, hopefully that you can predict on as well. But you need to do it relatively quick because round of 16 starts this weekend. So get them in, and then you can listen to all of our expert advice. And the one that's VOL is probably the one you want to listen to. These other guys, they don't know what they're talking about, so don't worry there. But that is it for our introduction. So thank you for watching, and I hope all of you guys can get hyped and watch the round of 16.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Have a great one, everyone.
See you there.